top stories tonight in Y News. House lawmakers are still hopeful that the Senate will pass the economic charter change. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. convenes with key members from both the Senate and House of Representatives to deliberate on the legislative agenda. Investigation for several times, the Senate orders the arrest of religious group leader Apollo Quiboloy. And we will discover why the United States Congress will soon approve an extension of military aid to Ukraine. Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Tuesday, March 19, 2024. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Mavian Dog. First in the news. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. convenes with key members from the Senate and House of Representatives to discuss legislative agenda. The chief executive said they already approved several important measures and will push the remaining bills. Nel Maribohok reports.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. said that 14 out of 57 priority bills have been signed into law. He reported this in his social media post, where the president led over a Legislative Executive Development Advisory Council or LEDAC meeting in Malacanang. Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri said that the Senate is still on track to pass all the priority bills of the LEDAC by June.
What we committed to the President, all 23 measures hopefully will be done by June before the synergy break. So yan ang commitment namin sa House of Representatives together with the President.
According to SP Zubiri, a total of 15 measures will be completed before the Senate Sine Die adjournment and another 8 will be done by June. For the House of Representatives, all LEDAC priority measures have been passed, according to House Speaker Martin Romualdez. Some of these priority measures are amendments to Anti-Agricultural Smuggling Act.
Hindi sana man minamadali pero in-overtime talaga natin sa House. So on the part of the House, kompleto na tayo sa 23 priority and LEDAC priority measures and lahat na po natapos po sa Senado.
Self-Reliant Defense Posture Act, Philippine Maritime Zones Act, Real Property Valuation and Assessment Reform Act, Philippine Ecosystem and Natural Capital Accounting System. Also included are the proposed Anti-Financial Accounts Scamming Act, VAT on Digital Services, Amendment to Government Procurement Act, Blue Economy Act, Waste to Energy Bill, Mandatory ROTC and others. Nel Maribohok, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
House lawmakers are still hopeful that the Senate will pass the economic charter change. The Senate Subcommittee on Constitutional Amendments has not set any hearings on resolution of both houses number 6 this week before Congress goes on break. Rosalie Cos will tell us why.
The House of Representatives is set to pass the resolution of both houses number 7 or economic chacha on Wednesday, March 20 before Congress goes on break. However, in the Senate, the Subcommittee on Constitutional Amendments has not scheduled any hearing on resolution of both houses number 6 until Wednesday, which is the last plenary session. Nevertheless, Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri has stated that they are on track to pass the resolution. They aim to vote on it in the plenary before President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr.'s State of the Nation address in July. House lawmakers remain hopeful that the Senate will approve the economic chacha, but they prefer it to be done earlier since the election season in the country is fast approaching.
Senator Angara can work on it during the break. And what we hope to see is that the Senate is tackling it in the plenary before the next SONA. Otherwise, it will be too late.
We're still hopeful, no? And I might be wrong, but the reason that the Senate is taking it with a slow stride baka tinitingnan nila kung naiintindihan na ba talaga ng taong bayan yung tunay na kapakanan ng economic chacha.
Meanwhile, for House Deputy Majority Leader and Iloilo 1st District Representative Janet Garin, the People's Initiative may be the last option if the Senate sits on the economic chacha.
Walang plan B sa pagkakaalam namin, pero ako, personal ko lang na pananaw yan. Kung talagang ayaw ng Senadong gumalaw, let's give it to the people. Ibalik natin sa People's Initiative dahil kami at ang mga senador, pareho kaming wala dito kapag wala ang boses ng taong bayan.
The 1987 Constitution mentions 3 modes of amending the Constitution: through the People's Initiative, Constituent Assembly, or Constitutional Convention. Rosa Licoz, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, is expected to strengthen its campaign against fake news, particularly during the election period. Nante Amento tells us why.
To thwart the continuous spread of disinformation or fake news concerning electoral exercises, the Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, through its Task Force Contra Fake News, will ink an agreement with some technology or social media companies such as Meta, Google, and YouTube, among others, next month. Commissioner Nelson Celis said this move would expedite their actions against false information in aid of these platforms in taking down posts of such disinformation which are rampant in the election period.
Nangako naman sa atin ang mga technology companies like Microsoft, yung Meta, Facebook, yung TikTok, yung Google, yung Snap na nakasalamuhan natin, at sila ay buong suporta na gagabayan ang ating Commission on Elections.
In addition, the Commission will also study the investigation and prosecution against peddlers of false information. The poll body will tap the National Bureau of Investigation, or NBI, and the Philippine National Police, or PNP, for the investigation.
Doon sa ating mga kontra bigay, kontra EPAL, meron ho mga parusa yan. So ito rin ho, most likely ho magkakaroon din ng karampatang parusa.
The task force is currently finalizing additional rules in combating fake news. Dante Amento, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
During the visit of United States Secretary Anthony Blinken today, several progressive groups staged a protest action, voicing their opposition to the expansion of the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA, sites in the country. Led by the Bagong Alyansang Makabayan, various progressive groups marched towards Mendiola to make their voices heard. Amidst these protests, Secretary Blinken engaged in diplomatic discussions, first meeting with Department of Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo to discuss matters related to the strengthening of security and economic growth between the Philippines and the United States. Following this, Secretary Blinken proceeded to Malacanang for a meeting with President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. These meetings underscore the ongoing dialogue between the two nations on issues of mutual interest and cooperation. AFP Chief of Staff General Romeo Bronner Jr. personally offered his condolences to the families of the 4 soldiers who tragically lost their lives in an ambush in Maguindanao del Sur last Sunday, March 17. General Bronner visited Datu Odin Sinsuat, Maguindanao del Sur, to extend his sympathies to the grieving families. The armed forces of the Philippines are deeply mourning the loss of their comrades. They assert that the Dola Islamia Hassan group ambushed the soldiers in Datu Hofer, Maguindanao del Sur. General Bronner has issued directives to pursue the perpetrators and quell away any further violence in the area. And for the news abroad, the United States Congress will soon approve an extension of military aid to Ukraine. This further support will be funded through an interest-free loan. Annie Mancilia will give us the details live. Yes, Annie, good evening.
Good evening, Maeve. The United States will extend its military support to Ukraine endowed through a low-interest waivable loan. This is to ensure that both the U.S. domestic border issues and support for Ukraine and other countries get addressed. According to U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham on Monday, March 18, after his visit to Kyiv, he is optimistic that the aid package sold in the U.S. Congress will be approved soon, as a loan makes more sense. U.S. President Joe Biden requested Congress to support a bill that will provide $60 billion more in aid for Ukraine, which has passed the Democratic-led Senate. However, the bill needs to be passed by the Republican-led House of Representatives to become a law. Senator Graham and other Republicans fully support the extension of the aid package to Ukraine. However, they need to take into consideration the domestic problems, including border security. Meanwhile, in his nightly video address, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky made no reference to the loan proposal, but mentioned that there was a discussion on further assistance for Ukraine. Back to you, Maeve.
Thank you, Annie Mancilia, live from Singapore. We'll share more global stories with you later. For those watching our live streaming on YouTube, please click the subscribe button you see on your screen and ring the bell for notification. You may also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. The management of the Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange, or PITX, has advised vacation goers gearing up for long weekends to secure their bookings early to circumvent any potential delays in their journeys. JP Nunez will tell us why.
As we approach the upcoming long holiday from March 22 to April 1, the management of Parañaque Integrated Terminal Exchange, or PITX, braces for a considerable influx of travelers, estimating around 1.7 million passengers during this period. However, amidst the anticipation, challenges loom, particularly concerning walk-in passengers. PITX official expressed concerns as the number of walk-in passengers surpasses those who opt for early booking, posing logistical hurdles for the terminal.
Common challenges po natin yung mga pasahero natin ay nag-walk-in, no? Marami pong nag-walk-ins.
To address this issue, PITX management earnestly appeals to vacationers planning trips a week before the long holiday to prioritize early booking with bus companies. By securing seats in advance, travelers can ensure smoother journeys to their provinces and mitigate potential delays, especially as walk-in passengers vie for limited bus tickets. Furthermore, PITX remains steadfast in prioritizing passenger safety. Collaborating closely with the Philippine National Police, additional policemen will patrol both inside and outside the terminal premises to deter criminal activities and maintain order. In a proactive measure, surprise drug testing among bus drivers and conductors will be conducted to ensure they are not under the influence of drugs, further bolstering passenger safety. Moreover, personnel from the Land Transportation Office and the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board will conduct thorough inspections on bus units to uphold safety standards and ensure the reliability of transportation services.
For roadworthiness naman, sir, meron naman po tayong inspection na ginagawa with LTO naman po ito. So lahat naman po ng buses natin ay dadaan sa ganong inspection.
JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
After snubbing the Senate investigation for several times, Kingdom of Jesus Christ leader Apollo Quiboloy has now been ordered arrested by the Senate. This comes after Senate President Juan Miguel Mig-Zubiri has signed the arrest order against the religious group leader. The Senate Sergeant-at-Arms has been instructed to implement the order. Zubiri explains he signed the arrest order in respect to the decision of the committee which earlier found Quiboloy's response to the show cause order as unsatisfactory.
as far as we're concerned, we complied with the due process. Ginawa po namin lahat. Ayaw talaga pumunta dito ni Pastor Quiboloy. So again, with due respect, my signature is ministerial on that part to release the arrest warrant.
Senate Deputy Minority Leader Risa Hontiveros, who leads the investigation into Quiboloy's alleged abuses, extends her gratitude to Zubiri for signing the order.
Walang karapatan si Quiboloy yurakan ang dignidad ng Senado. Ang pangbabastos niya sa institusyong ito ay hindi talaga dapat palampasin. Higit na pasasalamat sa lahat ng mga testigo na naglakas loob na makilahok sa dambuhalang labang ito.
Quiboloy's legal counsel, Attorney Elvis Balayan, says they respect the Senate's decision. However, he maintains that the religious group leader will exhaust all legal means to protect his constitutional rights. The Department of Education, or DepEd, has made headlines by identifying a teacher who gained traction on social media. This comes in response to a viral video depicting this teacher seemingly reprimanding students for alleged disrespect towards them. According to the agency, both the school head and the school's division superintendent have engaged in discussions regarding the matter. Jed Neresina details why.
The Department of Education, or DepEd, has confirmed that both the school head and the school's division superintendent have engaged in discussions with the viral teacher on social media. According to a report obtained by Department of Education Assistant Secretary Francis Bringas, the teacher in question was teaching at a public school. Moreover, just yesterday, the DepEd issued a show-cause order giving the teacher 72 hours or 3 days to provide an explanation for the incident.
So within 72 hours, magsasubmit yung teacher ng kanyang explanation, and that will be the basis of the creation of a committee that will ascertain whether they will proceed with the fact-finding investigation or not. So it will all depend really on the explanation coming from the teacher.
Bringas emphasized that the importance of withholding further details to avoid identifying the teacher prematurely.
That is as far as the information that I could give you, kasi kailangan din nating i-protect din yung teacher natin, lalo na viral yan, and she's been receiving so many bashings and negative remarks.
It's clear that the DepEd is committed to thoroughly investigating the matter beyond the circulating video. The department aims to delve into the root cause of teachers' behavior, considering that some students could be heard in the live video. Bringas suggested that the teacher's action might have been triggered by hurtful words from the students, though this is subject to further examination. As of now, there has been no statement from the teacher. The agency is eagerly awaiting their response before proceeding with the next steps in addressing this issue. Jed Neresina, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Powerful Commission on Appointments, or CA, bypassed the promotion of Philippine Army Brigadier General Ranulfo Sevilla. As he faced the committee once again, it was found out that Sevilla has yet to fulfill his obligations to his family, as earlier directed by the CA's Committee on National Defense. Sevilla's promotion was earlier blocked by his wife due to allegations of lack of child support, physical abuse, and infidelity. Because of this, according to Rep. JJ Romualdo Sevilla, will return to his previous rank as an Army Colonel.
Kung hindi niya kinukumply yun, talagang mawawala yung one star na pinaghirapan mo. Para madali lang, parang ganun, binigyan siya natin ng chance, of course, and we will see pag-resume namin.
His wife, Tessa Reyes Sevilla, expresses her gratitude to the members of the commission for heeding her appeal against her husband.
So sana po maging aral po ito sa ating mga kinauukulan, hindi lang po sa AFP, kundi po sa lahat ng mga ahensya ng gobyerno. At sana po sa ating mga gentlemen in the AFP, mahalin po natin ang ating mga pamilya, mahalin po natin ang ating asawa at mga anak.
And in other global news, Brazil's Finance Minister Fernando Haddad presented a credit package initiative to President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva and other ministers on Monday, March 18, which aims to boost credit for low-income individuals in the country. The ministry aims to take these steps as part of its structural actions and stimulus measures for this year. Low-income individuals who are eligible for the microcredit package are those enrolled in CAD Unico, or Brazil's registry which grants access to social programs. Haddad's presentation of the initiative also outlined a debt renegotiation program targeting small businesses and real estate credit security. His presentation also outlined the possibility of consigned credits, where the borrowers agree with the condition that their loan payments will be directly deducted from their paycheck. Environmental activists face the risk of conviction for direct action after the London Court of Appeal's recent move. Olga Chalian tells us why.
On Monday, March 18, the London Court of Appeal ruled out environmental activists cannot depend on their political beliefs as defense against criminal damage, increasing prospect for convictions of activists. This move targets those who have committed criminal damage on companies and political parties to raise awareness about climate change issues. The currents of criminal action has initiated a crackdown on movements by activists across Britain and Europe. Attorney General Victoria Prentice acknowledged the importance of the issue of climate change, but states that it does not give protesters the right to cause criminal damage. Meanwhile, the decision drew criticisms from groups like Extinction Rebellion and Just Stop Oil, whose members are charged with vandalism, raising concerns that the ruling would unfairly criminalize peaceful protesters. Paul Gatchalian, UNTV News and Rescue, we serve the people. We give glory to God.
And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. In other news, in celebration of the remarkable legacy of the national artist for visual arts Francisco Coching, fondly known as the King of Comics, the National Center for Culture and Arts unveiled the Francisco Coching Arts Exhibition at the SM Summit Terraces on Monday, March 18. Francisco Coching, posthumously hailed as the King of Philippine Comics and the Dean of Filipino Illustrators, left an indelible mark on Philippine culture through his prolific works. Coching's masterpieces were a captivating blend of imagination, storytelling, and draftsmanship, profoundly influencing Philippine folk and popular culture for generations to come. In recognition of his unparalleled contributions, Coching was honored with the prestigious Order of National Artists or Orden ng Gawad Pambansang Alagad ng Sining in 2014, the highest accolade bestowed upon Filipino artists and writers. Among the notable works featured in the exhibition are Lapu-Lapu, Thor, Pedro Penduko, Satur, Mutya ng Pasig, and many others, each reflecting Coching's artistic brilliance and narrative prowess. The exhibit launch was graced by esteemed guests, including NCCA Executive Director Oscar Getuya Kasaysay, Coching exhibit organizer Marabini Coching Williamson, alongside local executive representatives and esteemed local artists. This captivating exhibition offers a rare glimpse into the creative genius of Francisco Coching and will remain open for public viewing until March 24, 2024. Our kasangbahay, as the world faces these trying times amid the various challenges and uncertainties, we're inviting everyone to join the global prayer for humanity from Monday to Friday, 9:30 p.m. Philippine time, to the social media accounts of the members Church of God International. And before we close, we will leave you with the word giving glory to God. From the book of Proverbs chapter 13 verse 12. It says, "Hope deferred maketh the heart sick, but when the desire cometh, it is a tree of life." And those are the reasons behind the news March 19, 2024. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold. Because we need to know, we will always ask why. I am Avian Dog, live from Australia. We serve the people, we give glory to God.